Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about contouring. I had a couple of requests from people that they wanted to see how to contour, so I'm going to be doing my best in giving you some tips and tricks how to contour and how I do it. There's different ways to do it and different products to use, and just, everyone has different face shapes, but this is the most general way I can put it to where how to contour anyone's face pretty much. And this is also how I do it. So alright, let's get started. First, I am going to be warming up the face. So I'm going to be going in with my Wet n Wild Color Iconic Bronzer. I'm going to be using a kabuki brush just because I like how big and fluffy it is and it covers a lot of space. And so, I remember in the olden days that everyone used to bronze their whole face up, like in junior high and stuff like that, but just so you look tan and all sparkly and cool. But anyways, so you just want to go in and bronze up your cheeks. That way it's not a super cut line when you go in and contour, and then your blush kind of blends into your bronzer and just makes it look really good. So you want to warm up your cheeks right here in this area. And then I go in and warm up my forehead like so. Now we will go into depth with the contouring. So I am going to be using the Morphe 459. I love it. It's one I've been using since I've got it. I just have loved it. And I am going to be using the new Wet n Wild contouring palette. This has the banana powder and the dark contouring shade. This is a little dark for me when I got it when I'm tan, and I really love it. It looks really good. But just for the sake of showing you where to and how to contour, I'm going to be using this one because it's in your face. So I'm just going to be dabbing it on the brush, and then I will blow it off just because it's really dark again. But alright. Oh, I did want to mention another bronzer that is good for everyone, super universal for people, is the Huda bronzer. It is in the little square box. It is not too warm, not too ashy. It's just beautiful on every skin tone. And so if you're looking for a good bronzer, I would get that one. I ran out of mine and yet to repurchase it, but I need to because it's just gorgeous. Okay, moving on. Okay, so the rule of thumb for contouring is to start at the top of your ear and going to the inner corner of your mouth. So if you set your brush, I'll use a smaller brush just so you can see. If you set a brush from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth, that's where you're going to want to contour. That's where you're going to go right under your cheekbone. And because you don't want to put the contour on your cheekbone, because then it would darken it and you want your cheekbones to pop. Anyways, that's going into highlighting. But, so that is a good rule of thumb on where you want to put your contour. That's where you want to bring the attention to above. So if your contouring is creating a shadow, so it doesn't bring out those features, that's why we highlight and brighten, and that's where you want to focus the features on. So if we put a dark shadow in that crease under your cheekbone, then it's going to make all the rest of your cheekbone pop. Okay, so with my Morphe brush, I'm going to start at the top of my ear and just create a line, and then I will go in and start to chisel down. Okay, I think I wiped a lot more of the bronzer off or the contour color than I thought, because I was expecting it to be like in your face contour. Okay, so going back in, and this is what I've been doing lately with this brush, getting that line super cut, and then I will go back in and blend. And just moving it up. You don't want to bring your color down because that will of course shade too much and you'll lose the sharpness of your contour. And so I'm just blending upward, and you want to stop at right in the middle of your eye. So if you bring straight in the middle of your eye down, that's where you want to stop. You don't want to go too far in. So now you can see how I have that sharp line, and then I will just blend. So it is dark, I told you. It is dark because I use it for my tan self. So now I'm gonna go on the other side. I'm just gonna dab it in. If you were using like a bronzer to contour and stuff, you'd really want to get it on your brush. But I'm using this contour shade, so, and like I said, it's dark. So I'm finding the top of my ear and coming down and dabbing and stopping at where my eye stops. I mean, at the corner of my eye, sorry. So then I will blend upwards and circular motions and kind of curve it to make my cheekbone, to make the apples of my cheek really defined. Okay, so after that point, then I have nothing on my brush anymore. There's no product on it, so I will just follow my contour, kind of blending it in and using that motion to swoop more of that up to round out the apples of my cheeks. Because if I was to just swoop it up when I have my first layer of powder on there, then it would be like a weird little curly right here. So don't do that part before, but do it after, and then you kind of just curl up. Would to be to go ahead and contour the rest of your face. You never want to just stop there. It's gonna look way too like unproportionable. So I always go back and contour up here. If you have a super, see there, I didn't brush off my brush so much. If you have a super round face, you want to bring it down. That way it shadows that area right here to make your face look a little slimmer. I don't have a super round face, but I will show you what it does. So I do up here, I guess you would call them your hairline corners of your head. So that would be the points and then flat. Okay, anyway, so I have more of a rectangle face. So when you highlight, you would have it above your brow bone right here, and then of course it goes on top of your cheeks. So anything else, you want the highlight to pop and stand out. So anything else you want to kind of shade to make it darker, to give it that shadow look. So if you were to think of your face as like a heart, I have watched Jaclyn Hill's videos, and I remember her saying that it was if you think of your face as like heart and the eyes are the center, then anything in this area right here, you want to be light. Anything outside of it, you want to be dark, to bring all the attention in on the heart of your face. Does that make sense? Okay. I have all my makeup packed up for a bridal shoot we're going to be doing tomorrow. So I'm using a fan brush. I really love applying blush on anyone with a fan brush. It just goes on so lightly, and you can never really like overdo it. You can always start off really light and then build up however much blush you want to use. So I'm just going to be going with this color right here. They don't have names, but it's just really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to be fluffing that on. I was for a while, I went through a phase where I was only putting on the apples of my cheeks, but now I have gone back to pulling it back this way just to really define and blend in that contour, and everything just looks so nicely. So I will just start on the apples of my cheeks and then blend backwards back into like that. So it just looks really pretty. It blends in with the bronzer and the contour, and it makes it not so, like I said, you were just gonna have that line if you weren't gonna use bronzer. Okay, sorry, I had to dig out my highlighter because that was packed up, but I gotta use it. Okay, so for highlighting, I also have loved the fan brush. I'm just gonna switch it up because I have blush on it, but, oh, where is it? Aha! Okay, so lately I've been loving this. It's just a Real Techniques brush. It is the contour brush. What do you know? Okay, so I didn't even know that, but I've been using this contour brush. I really love it for highlighting. Also, if you want, I know I've said this in previous videos, but if you want your highlight poppin', then spray it with some Fix Plus to really intensify. From the Champagne Glow palette, I'm going to be using the Champagne Pop and Pearl, a mixture. I really loved these two together. It just gives it the right lightness and sparkle and glow, and it's just magical. Okay, so highlighting, you want to do on top of your cheekbones. So, let me flip this back. Okay, so you will just go on You see that? You see that highlight? Okay, so you will just go on the tops of your cheeks right here. Sometimes I will bring it up and highlight like that C shape to make it really pop. You don't have to do this, but sometimes if I'm going big, I will highlight right here too. But you just highlight the tops of your cheekbones and fluff it on there. I'm going to be respraying my brush so it's equal on both sides. And highlight like so. And I also do the tip of my nose like that. And then I can take it other areas where I want to drag it out and have that shape of the heart and lighten just a few places. I like to do it on the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. That way when I put on lipstick, it makes my lips look a little bigger and pop. Okay, so then I will go in with my dual fiber brush and kind of just clean and blend those two colors in together. You don't have to do this step. I just do it just in case my contour color is too dark, which it doesn't look half bad. But yes, I will just do that just to kind of blend it in. And yeah, that's about it. I hope I gave you some good tips and tricks on how to contour your face, and this helped you, and you can contour now like a boss and have a glowing glam highlight. If you have any questions, please comment in the box below and I will answer any of your questions. Thanks for sticking with me and watching, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my page if you haven't already. Okay guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.